Alright. Cheers. We have a mail day. The main thing that came in is this speed ritual box, but figured I'd talk about some of this other shit that came in as well. So, very quickly, going over, these are all Striper albums, the Japanese pressings of them. Let's go with To Hell with Devil. To Hell with the Devil. The Yellow and Black Attack. And Soldiers Under Command. Oops, upside down. I say 53:5. But either way, if you don't know this band, it's a hair metal band, a Christian hair metal band that came out in the 80s. Really good fucking material. We went and saw them, not this Saturday, but past Saturday. Wife liked them a hell of a lot more than I did. I just recalled them. Didn't really think too much, but seeing them live, you know, I could really appreciate it probably a lot more than early on, besides just going, oh, it's a hair metal band that plays Christian metal. Really fucking good. Highly recommended. Fucking fantastic drumming. Fantastic fucking solos. A lot of fucking good interplay. Like Maiden-esque sounding. Fantastic, but I shouldn't have to sell you on it. They've been around for fucking damn 40 years almost. So, there you go. These are some movies that I picked up for cheap for $5. First one is like, I have never seen either of these, but it's the Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr. I heard they were pretty decent, and basically $2.50 a fucking movie. I went ahead and picked it up, like $5 total. No big deal. I figured it was good fun. I heard they were just fun movies, not the best, not the greatest, but fun, whatever. Also picked up Nobody. I thought this was really good. This is basically like if John Wick didn't go through losing his wife and having his dog killed and his car stolen, but instead just was in a tired, horrible rut in his life, like a midlife crisis, but still fucking wanted to kill everyone and could capably do so. So I really enjoyed it. Oh, and it is from the writer of John Wick, so that kind of plays into why that is. Great fucking movie. I enjoyed it. $5. I had planned on picking it up. I saw it at basically Walmart. And this last one, it's a 3-disc or 3-movie DVD, which is El Mariachi, Desperado, and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. I think I only have one of these on DVD. I think it's Once Upon a Time in Mexico because I found it for like $2 somewhere. But I did not have Desperado, which I thought was really fantastic. And I've never actually watched El Mariachi. Robert Rodriguez, I think, did all of the directing for all these movies. Good bloodbaths. Desperado is my favorite, just for, it's a big fucking bloodbath for that, and the absurdity of it. Everybody coming in with fucking gun cases that fire rocket launchers or machine guns and everything. I don't remember much from Once Upon a Time in Mexico because I've watched Desperado so much. So, there's that. Now moving on to the important stuff. All this material from Speed Ritual Records. These are a bunch of the most recent releases. So I don't really remember how many that were ordered that were like different. Oh my God. there we go. We're out. So first up, okay, this is Flittering Conjuring Vial. I didn't know that. Ordered a additional copy. So that's weird. Whatever. My Death Doom project that been going on since I think 2013. This is the first one where I had Nick come in and do leads and everything. I really think it was fantastic, and I think he's going to be a permanent addition. He also mixed it. Sounded fucking fantastic. And probably, I think I'm going to write the next one and see if he wants to do leads and move on. Maybe it'll be put out on Malevolent Sound. So, we'll see. Next up is the first Great Depression album. 33 untitled tracks of sorrow, regret, anger, and disgust. Released for 33 copies. This is power violence, heavily inspired by Sidetracked. Basically, this is just what I wanted to do. Comes in, I think, around 11 minutes for this particular album. Very, very happy with it. And logo is something that I'm just happy with. It's very aesthetic. Next up is Great Depression 2. Also 33 more untitled songs, and these are numbered as 33 through 66. Somehow the side pieces got kind of fucked up on it. No big deal. Whatever. Just how it is. Also limited to 33 tracks. 33 copies. More heavily inspired, sidetracked power violence material. I think this one comes in around 12 minutes, 12 to 13 minutes, roughly. Not quite sure. And then, thirdly here, we have Great Depression 3. This is 33 more untitled songs, 67 to 99 in listing. Also limited to 33 copies. More power violence. I think this one has a little bit more sludgy elements to it. Very happy with how it came out. I think this one was 14 minutes, and that kind of concluded this first session of 99 songs. Each one was probably roughly about a month and a half of tracking to get done and then put out. All the lyrics are also included inside. So, yes, there's lyrics to everything. I just didn't title any of the tracks. Next in this box is the second collection of Alt Equip. This is my band that I took very heavy influence from Autodidactic, which is a power violence band that writes extremely short songs, kind of like how Sidetrack does, but Sidetrack really has an emphasis on multiple trade-offs and cutting up the songs where it's like guitar 1, guitar 2, both guitars, bass, whole band. That's the entire section of that one riff being repeated, and then moving on to the next one with an intro from the bass itself with a completely different riff, maybe a completely different tempo. That's for Great Depression. This is more about the brute strength material where it's like, song might be 3 seconds, it might be 6 seconds, maybe I think 15 seconds or 20 seconds is the tops for most of these songs. This is a collection of 9 different EPs, which are all shown on here. It's 203 songs. I think I've talked about it on the first collection of this. This is only going to be limited to 30 copies. And That's about it. So if you really have a love for, like, say, Benum, or, like I said, Autodidactic, or maybe the Orny Boys, or Orny Boys, very early meat shits, might be up your alley. Just didn't do the more death metal vocals. And this box, let's go with the newest of new. Oh, also, I think I ordered myself another thing of Cave 2. If I didn't speak about it before, I think I had. But this is my Death Doom project, where it's kind of like a mix of Portal and Disembowelment. This is a 5-song album. I think it's around roughly 40 minutes. I think I tracked it back in 2019, maybe 2020. Came out last year. The third album will be coming out on Centipede Abyss, roughly, I think, by the end of this year. I've already tracked for that. That one has 7 songs or 8 songs. I can't recall exactly right now, but it's also around 40 minutes. A little bit more concise songing, but like 5 minutes. I think the longest song might be 8 minutes. So, but don't quote me on that. And these next ones, let's talk about the Pharmacist. This is my sort of tribute to the early chaotic core grind scene. So this is Pharmacist 1. I want to say it's, let's see what. Okay, it's 13 tracks. 13 tracks in about 20 minutes. This CD is limited to 30 copies. But I'm really happy with it. It's my tribute to the early chaotic grind scene. Like, as in the 2000s. So my main points of influence for this was like the Now, Textbook Traders, Usurp, Synapse, Bucket Full of Teeth, Corner Macabre, to a degree. I mean, but those sort of bands where it's like Robotic Empire, sort of chaotic stuff, Trash Art, to a degree. Just felt like I needed to do it as where I'm acting like there is 3 actual guitarists. They all are playing, for the most part, independent parts that all complement each other, but not in a harmonic metalcore, death metal type way. More in just like alternating rhythms that juxtapose either each other or higher. Not really harmonic, because I'm trying to do as dissonant as possible, but either way, or like asterisk maybe even. But this is the first album, almost 20 minutes. I think it comes in like around 18 minutes, 17, 18 minutes. And then this, right up here, this is Pharmacist 2. My boy, Chris Gouliod. I'm probably pronounced your name fucking wrong, so sorry about that. But this is, I think, 13 songs as well. Yeah, 13 songs. But this is actually, I think, 19 minutes, almost 20 minutes long. I think it's like 19 and a half minutes long. This one is also limited to 30 copies. But continuing on the same path, I think this one has a little bit more actual, like I actually did some solid, this is a breakdown type bullshit with some tech down fucking horseshittery that we used to bullshit with on Lamb Goat, making fun of Satan or Die. But triangle head. Actually, that might be the next song title, because I'm going to start working on the third one of these. It's going to be 20 minutes as well. I have a song that I'm going to be contributing to a compilation, like how this one was, where I did a compilation track, and then I went ahead and did the entire album and included that compilation track on this. So this one, I might keep it completely separate to that one comp. I'm bad about actually keeping up with the name of the comps that my stuff is on, so when I do collected CDs or albums, I'm going to be pretty fucked on why this or that was set aside for, oh, it's a comp, but what's the name? I have no fucking idea. I don't know. Anyway, that's a different tangent. So, Harmicist. Let's go down the very similar vein. This is Irregular Vibrations, Hidden. There is 16 tracks on this. It is in 12 minutes. But it is like emo violence, power violence, kind of early grind maybe, if you want to go in that. But my main influences were Ampere, Orchid, Corner Macabre, Asterisk, a little art grind, a little bit of fucking kind of noodly, mathy type of material. But mainly Ampere. Just wanted to, like, a friend posted this exact picture, except it wasn't high contrast, black and white. And I was like, that looks like a fucking power violence fucking album. And he's like, well, you can use it, whatever the fuck, I don't care. So, okay, cool, I'll do something. And then I got inspired by doing, because I was just going to do like a really lo-fi noise, maybe like Witch Cult or California Love, and kind of stumbled more doing the emo violence type of material, more spastic, chaotic. Like, it's close to Harmicist, but Harmicist is definitely where you can tell it has a little bit more metalcore, chaotic core influence, and this is pure like emo violence, which is what I wanted to do. I mean, did my vocals as high as I possibly can without really damaging my voice, where I can't do death metal vocals anymore or blow it out completely. But really happy with how this came out. I don't think many people even know about it. The name itself, it comes from a defunct power violence band that I originally had put together with two local guys here. The one guitarist wanted to go do more like weekend nachos type stuff, which is fine. I'm about it. And then, like, after we wrote around 8 songs, he kind of ditched. I don't even know where the fuck he is. No big deal. Whatever. So that fell apart. I had already made stickers. I had already made a logo. So I was like, fuck it. Might as well put it to good use. It's close enough to what I wanted to use for the name. So there you go. And then finally, in this that we'll talk about, is the next Irradiated Marrow EP. This is Still Sick. I think the first one came out in 2019, which was mainly my tribute to bone sickness and radiation vomit. And I was trying to go for an emphasis on just utilizing 1 foot, as in like everything is just 1 foot. There's no double bass on there, so that's to throw into bone sickness. And then the irradiated vomit was sort of the, besides the aesthetic and lyrical themes that I was going for, but some of the riffing style, even though I do know that they do use double bass, it just, both of those bands kind of fall within the same realm for me for some reason. Maybe the riffing style is very similar between the two. Either way, this is a 6-song album, definitely longer than the first one. I think the first one was 7 songs or 8 songs within 11 to 12 minutes, and Metal Archives actually said it was considered it noise grind for some fucking goofy ass reason, which I definitely could hear that it was still death metal based, it was just faster. But I guess because it was super noisy. This one, yeah, it's still noisy, but it's definitely like a bigger influence with having some thrashier stuff, some stuff that sounds like directly autopsy. No, it's definitely a death metal album with some grind elements. Basically, almost like how Bone Sickness definitely tried to play up the more death metal elements that they did later on. So, kind of becoming its own separate entity, which I appreciate. And I'll probably start working on a new album because I think I tracked this, if not the same year in 2019, I might have started doing it in 2020 and then kind of forgot about it. And I did the vocals just either this year or last year, and I forgot about it again. I was like, yeah, I need to go ahead and get that out. So, very pleased with how this came out, and I think it's now pending in Metal Archives to see if it's going to be added to it. Not that I was doing it to get added to that, just saying in a added context for everything. Outside of that, it's been a very, very fucking busy weekend. Very productive. Very rich with releases and premieres and everything. But I'll try to be quick with everything. Premiere Dwelling Below just came out today. So go check that out on Transcending Obscurity. It's the first track for our debut album. It's 4 tracks total, around 40 something minutes. First track, that's the single, is 9 minutes. So the other ones continue on with that same sort of death doom, Acrylian Oracle, or like my last Flittering album. It's me, Nick, and my friend Anthony, who's also played bass in Hollowed Idols. He's also done guitar for Cranial Extenuation and vocals, live at least, and for Hierarchies that will be coming out probably next year on Transcending. So that came out. Go preview that track. Go over there. Next, I also put out a new Gore Grind album. That is Mailday Uj. It's like MAMBOBEUG. So you can look that up on Bandcamp. 14 tracks in, I want to say, 11 minutes. I thought it was going to be a little bit longer, but, you know, that's how shit is. Because I wasn't really sure if I was going to do anymore. I thought about making a 100-song album, but I was like, I don't know, this kind of might sound like trash. Sounds fucking good to me. So that's up and out. Ordering the CDs for that today. I'll have it just like how I had this Irradiated Marrow, because it only took me a week before I finally sat down and did it, and a week for them to come in. Also, that came out today is a new Great Depression album, but instead of like the sidetracked power violence material, it is industrial sludge hardcore, I guess you can say, because it's not industrial with all the effects and everything. Maybe a little bit with how the beats are arranged and the droning aspect, say, of Godflesh or Author and Punisher. But, 3 songs. First song is 18 minutes, second song is 4.5, and the last song is 12 minutes. It's going to be coming out on CD as well, and it will also possibly come out on picture disc to a limited number. I haven't decided with that. Gotta arrange how much that will be. And the Void Blight and Filth Eater split came out this weekend. Completely good fat bop from Malevolent Sound Studios, Nick's label. Void Blight is Justin from Volus, me on drums, and Derek, I think his name, or Derek from Decahedron from Sentinel Ruin Records on vocals. Very similar to early Volus material, that sort of chaotic war metal, swirling chaos type of sound. Really happy with how it came out sounding overall. I think that Nick did all the mixing and mastering on it. And then the Filth Eater side, it was like 5 songs for Void Blight. And then for Filth Eater, it's 5 songs, but it's, I think, twice as long. But, as he said, sounds like a mix of Demolic, Incantation, and, I don't know, me, Rodervor. So, that's the second half of that. Really happy with the material. It was stuff that I specifically kind of was writing for a new album. Had some couple of songs that were left over that wasn't sure if I'm going to put them with the fucking new album, but Nick got it all because he mixed and mastered that as well. Sounds fucking fantastic and sounds all, cohesive to each other. Really good fucking release. It's already out on tape. He'll be getting CDs in shortly. So, if you're a CD guy, wait a week. But it's all first come, first serve. And that's, I think, everything that came out this weekend. And weekend today. Don't know if there's anything else. There's stuff that I can talk about that I've been recording. Finished up Cave album for part 3. That's all done aside from vocals. Got the next Vertebrae Fetish Totem. That's all done besides vocals. The next Zycla, whatever the fuck, with Pan. He just finished mixing and mastering that. I'm about to take a listen to that while I render a couple of videos down while my dinner cooks. So that's completely done. That should be out, I think, next month. Need to send him Halo of Flies, different death metal band. I'll talk about that whenever it comes out. What's the next thing I was shit, already fucking forgot. The next fucking 1,000 Cuts will be released probably either Friday or Saturday. I think I'm leaning a little bit more towards Saturday because I'm going to finish up the artwork for, like I spoke of before, the Great Depression. I think that one I needed to finish either the insert or the back for and get that ordered so I can finish up and work on the next 1,000 Cuts. Get all that fucking situated as well. And then I'm going to start compiling the first 4 EPs of 1,000 Cuts for a CD release. All Equip number 3. Get that compiled for a next CD release. And I don't know. Just continue to track. Thumper, I think I will release early at 50 songs. I'm at 40 right now, so within this week I might be done and drop that too. So there's that. Whatever. This video's gone on way too fucking long, so if you paid attention or gave a fuck, whatever. Cheers. I do appreciate it though.